Yu-Gi-Oh! Is one of the most difficult trading card games to get into, unless you know where to begin. Starting from absolutely nothing and a budget of £40 per week, we set out on a fresh journey to climb our way to the top tables of competitive play. To make the journey even harder, there's going to be a series of obstacles in our way. Not only are we restricted to sealed official product, but certain items like structure decks and Dual Devastator are off limits and locked behind a number of challenges. Join us as we prove ourselves to be a true duelist and turn this into a competitive monster. You're watching Yu-Gi-Oh! From Scratch, Challenge Mode. Hello and welcome to episode 5, more than Nim Nim, of Yu-Gi-Oh! From Scratch 2. In the last one, we got insane pools, improved our deck to the point of confidently going first, got repeatedly sacked at locals, and checked up on our binder. It was a pretty good episode, but today we get to open the OTS pack that we earned from that locals. We also get to hunt for our Dogma waifus, and we're gonna put a certain rival in the grave. Yes, today we take on DistantCoder. Before we get into things though, we of course have our shoutouts for the week, so massive thank yous going out to Calbet the Slayer, Jan Schroeder, Tementic1, Steve Reed, Sam L, Ismail, Tekken Boy, and Kivo. All of these guys have decided to throw their hard-earned pennies towards Papa Revs here through Patreon and YouTube channel memberships to help keep this series going. On the odd chance that you too want to
give me your fucking money!
Links are, as always, in the description. Also, while we're out here begging for money, I made a little announcement in the last episode that came across as more of a meme, and that's the fact that we now have a new merch design. Inspired by the iconic Fist Slam from Season 1, we've now taken that idea and slapped it onto a t-shirt that I honestly think looks really nice. It's definitely my favourite one yet, and it's a lot more subtle than previous designs. So if you like the look of that and want to treat yourself this Christmas, links are, of course, in the description. Now, £41.50 we have to spend today, and I was kind of struggling to decide which direction we should go. Raging Tempest has all the low rarity Zoodiac cards we need. Maximum Crisis holds the only printing of Hammer Kong with a chance of pulling Ultra Chakanine or Secret Ash. Maximum Gold is jam-packed with hand traps and also contains Chakanine, while Rise of the Duelist holds some of the cards we need most, but at difficult to get rarities. I asked you guys what we should do, and there was a huge divide between Maximum Gold and just going all out on Rise of the Duelist. Either way, we need to get super lucky with our pools, and that all comes down to the luck points. In order for us to finally get our hands on Ecclesia, you're gonna have to give the like button a little tickle and a smash, elbow, uppercut, headbutt, seat drop, blow job. Ah, Firewall's back! It's getting an errata, it's getting a banned! Oh my god! You know the drill. £1.50 change. We've only spent £40 today, so come on, lucky £1.50. I decided to buy.
Yo, how boy game fan? It's just a joke.
Yeah.
Jokingly fan.
Yeah.
Yeah, it turns out £40 gets you a lot of packs. 16 packs of Rise of the Duelist. I was tempted to go for Maximum Gold, but like 1 or 2 hand traps just isn't really going to benefit our deck as much as an Ecclesia and Fleur-de-Lis would. So that's the main goal for today, to pull an Ecclesia. That's like the biggest priority we have right now. 16 packs should get us 2 Ultras, maybe 3 if we're lucky, and 1 secret, maybe 2 if we're really lucky. So bless up with all of your luck points, and let's crack on in. I know I was really bad with the flashlight in the last episode, like blinding everyone, but hopefully that's not going to be the case this time. I will try and do it at a sort of angle. I do really need to get some professional lighting, but you know, Christmas is coming, maybe that's what we'll do for that. So we have Roland, a couple of cards, Nexus, and we got Umi, Magalenica, the Deep Sea City, the Dark, and some more junk. Obviously, with us opening a bunch of Rise of the Duelist, hopefully we can get a bunch more like Melffy Puppies and Melffy Catties alongside our Dragon Maid Tidying. Oh my god, I totally forgot that was a card in this set. Alongside the cards we're actually looking for, our Dogma Mommies, Ecclesia the Virtuous, and Fleur-de-Lis the Knight. Knighted? I don't know. Potato Man, we Scavenger, Thunderhand, Diameter, we got Soldier Gaia, the Fierce Knight. Oh my god, we can maybe actually play, unironically, Gaias by the end of this as well. So we're getting so many Gaia supers recently instead of actual Melffy supers, which is unfortunate. Fluffle Dolphin, Captain Roland, Reesavager, Edge Imp Scythe, and we got our third Blizzard. Maybe that could go in the side deck. Maybe. We'll keep that out, I guess. We have Fight for Jar, Dice, Tag, and Discharge. Alright. I don't even know what pack we're on now. I guess 3, maybe 4. We got Theo, Diameter, Dracoon Lamp, Noble Knight Monk. Yay! Oh my god! Yes! Oh, we did it! We did it! First Ultra! First Ultra! No! Ah, that's so good! Oh my god, that's perfect! I swear, every time we have £1.50 change, it happens. It works for us. We got Dogmatika Ecclesia, the Virtuous. Oh my god, I actually can't believe that. No way! Nice one! Alright, perfect. Alright, can we get Fleur de Lis as well? Samurai Scarecrow, Junk Sleep, Hot Eclair, and Encounter. Okay, next pack here. We have Galloping Gaia, another Vespacito, Potato Man, Thunderhand, and Yamada Bee Party. We got the pea pod munching on the broccoli, looking not very happy. He's had to come out of his World of Warcraft cave for the Christmas family meal, you know, not having a good time. We got another Punishment, Fusion, Twinkle Little Star, and Melffy Playhouse. Right, moving on. I can't believe we got our Ecclesia. We have... God, this seemed kind of warped. Oh, okay. Dracoon Lamp, we have Edge Imp Scythe, Melffy Mommy, Captain Roland, and another Blizzard. Yo, we're just gonna get a playset Blizzard in the one opening. Spiral Reborn. Very cool. I think we're probably nearly halfway at this point. We have Nergal, Dogmatika Theo, Fluffle Dolphin, Melffy Mommy, and Koki Miru Supplier as our second Ultra here. Adamanticators, very nice. But yeah, obviously not a card we're going to be using. We got Windy Boy, Fright for Jar, Linker Bell, and Dogmatika and Orlando. Maybe we can play the field spell now that we have a bunch of Dogmatika cards that we can play. Who knows? Who knows? Alright. Nergal, we have Melffy Rabby, Curse of Dragon, the Curse of Dragon, Cruel Whale, and Melffy of the Forest, our third Ultra. Back-to-back Ultras even. We have 2 of these now. So, I guess Melffy's, sure. Spiral Reborn, Melffy Tag, The Dark, and Junk Sleep. Yo, are we just gonna get all 4 Ultras from a box in here? Here we have Megalith, Fool, Headless, Mommy, Fluffle Dolphin, Melffy Rabby, Melffy Fanny, Speedroid Car Turbo. Yo, 4 Ultras. Oh my, yo, we just got back-to-back Ultras. Holy crap, dudes. Sure. Not gonna play this though. Got Little Star, Bellman, Dogmatika Encounter, Nation, and Punishment. 3 Dogma cards in a row there. Very cool. So I guess we're just looking for a secret now, and maybe even a Starlight. Headless Mommy, Thunderhand, we have Melffy Rabby, Curse of Dragon, the Curse of Dragon, Melffy Puppy, boys! Oh, yes, that's what you like to see. A second puppy. I do want to get puppies rather than catties, because Catty just searches puppy, it takes too long. Catty's way too slow. Puppy just gets straight into things, straight to the point, bam, Kalantosa, bam, pop 1, consistency. Yo, that's, oh, I'm so happy with that. Card captors, we got the big horn, Linker Bell, and Melffy Hide and Seek. Healthy? Jesus. Moving on. Can you get 2 puppy from, like, the same box? Who knows? Melffy Pony, we got Mogis, Astolfo, Nexus, and Gaia, the Magical Knight of Dragons. This is the card that comes as a Starlight, but this is the super rare version. Torrential Tribute, Card Captors, Scarecrow, and we got Hot Eclair. 4 packs left. No secret yet. That's a yikes, dude. We have Melffy Pony, Reesavager, Thunderhand, Red Potan, and Revenge Rally. Man, this card is awful, dude. Dark Lord Uprising, we got Windy, The Dark, and Alien. 3 packs remain. Wish us luck. Cruel Whale, Curse of Dragon, the Curse of Dragon, Drill Driver, Vespinato, Astolfo, and Nemesis Keystone. This is the Earth one. Bowling Ball Face, Cement Brick Arms. Very cool. Dedevil, Scarecrow, The Dark, and Discharge. Oh my god, are we just not going to get a secret? Come on. I believe. Do you believe? We got another Wasp, Melffy Mommy, number 700, Galloping Gaia, and Dodge Dark Lord. Block and roll, dude. Where's the secret rare? Are we actually getting a secret out of the last pack? Or are we just not getting a secret? I mean, I guess we might as well do 4 to the front. Okay, alright. Do we get a secret rare? Like the video now to help us get a secret rare. Otherwise, it's just probably going to be garbage. We have a Junk Sleep, Melffy Tag, Dice, Dogmatika Punishment, Dogmatika Theo, Unauthorized Boot Up Device, Capricious Dark Lord. We have one more common. Fluffle Dolphin. Come on. What's it gonna be? It is a Fusion? Titaniclad? Yo! That's so nice. Maybe we can actually play Albaz now. Yo, and we can actually dump this with Nadir as well to search Ecclesia, or summon Ecclesia to search punishment. But in the end phase, I mean, we can't set the punishment, so I don't know. I'm not 100% sure how this would fit into our strategy as of right now without something like Fleur-de-Lis, but it is a very nice pool to get, I suppose. So Titaniclad, Puppy, and Ecclesia. Very nice. Ecclesia is the biggest thing we wanted. Maybe we go for Zodiacs next, now that we have Ecclesia, or maybe we go for Fleur-de-Lis. I'm really not sure, but we can go and change our deck now, put in the add-ins, buff up our Melffy package. So let's go see what we do. Ah, you thought I forgot. I did not forget. We have the OTS pack to open, along with a bunch of other goodies from locals, because not only was it Yu-Gi-Oh! Day, but the Trishula Ready for Duel stuff also got raffled off, and we won a couple of things. It was a live raffle, so, you know, all is fine and well. Let's see what we got here. I haven't actually looked at anything yet. Okay, I think that's everything. So, I was told to read the note first. Jesus, okay, right. Here we go, Ryan. God, this looks big wall of text. TLDR, my guy. You may read this on an episode. Just wanted to say thank you for giving me a community to find some cool people that I actually consider close friends now. After 1 year of the server, my time there has been a literal roller coaster, from being the one that almost killed the server and who got hated by Claff on my first day on the server, to being a pleb, as it was called back then, and getting a feature on the channel without being a Patreon for being active, to actually getting Patreon and getting my own Sub Sunday episode, and finally to being a mod on your Discord server. I had a really rough past, and especially the 2 years before that were very harsh to me, and the decision to start playing Yu-Gi-Oh! Was probably one of the best ones I could have made at the time. I found your channel, and through that a place to call home, your Discord. This is just a prototype of the playmats Andrew will print in the future once he actually gets his printer, but I forced him to send it out because I wanted to give back a little. I really hope you enjoy this little present. I do not have the source for the artwork sadly, so I will not be able to shout out the artist, but I did a little bit of photoshopping, as you can see, to fit the first season a bit. Merry Christmas, hope you didn't open this earlier. Love, Nibiru. P.S. Fat shout out to Andrew for doing this and all the friends I made over the last year. Love you all, and I hope we actually get to play Yu-Gi-Oh! In real life one day. L-O-L. Okay, so this was sent alongside Andrew's stuff from Nibiru, one of the mods on the Discord. Oh my god. Trying not to tear up here. Jesus. Okay, so here's our OTS pack. There's the thing, there's a sleeved thing, and here is Nibiru's mat. Right. Well, if we go, oh, upside down. There we go. Oh my god. We got the RevzCards logo. We got all the Crusadias. We got Agripane up in there, Deck Mummy. Oh my god. Yu-Gi-Oh! From scratch. Cheeky little Nibiru in the corner there as well. That's incredible. Yo, I love this. Not gonna lie, after reading the letter as well, my eyes are watering up a tiny bit. Thanks Nibiru. Thank you so much. I love it. Actually love it. I will treasure this forever and pop it in a mat tube. Keep it nice and safe. Oh god, okay, moving on. What else have we got here? We have the Ready for Duel Trishula mouse pad. I unfortunately didn't get the big mat, but you know, the mouse pad is really nice as well. The Trishula stuff really looks cool, and we also got one of the field centers, which, oh god, that is beautiful as well. So we got that. That's pretty awesome. And we have our OTS pack. As far as I'm aware, in locals over the past couple of weeks, out of the one box of OTS packs, it got down to the final like few packs with only one ultimate rare being pulled. So there's actually quite a decent chance of this having an ultimate rare. Let's see. So we have the Phantom Knight, a rank up magic launch, followed by Evil Thorn, and yo, nice, ultimate rare Toon Kingdom, hell yeah. So in season 1 we actually pulled an ultimate Hayate, and we've also now in season 2 just pulled OTS ultimate rare as well, Toon Kingdom. That's awesome. We now have 2 rank up launch actually, so that's cool. And Evil Thorn, very nice. Wow, hell yeah. Okay, god, what an opening, what an opening. Thanks Andrew, and once again thank you Nibiru. This mat is awesome. It's been a hot minute since our last profile, and honestly I think our deck is looking really quite nice. Even just in comparison to season 1, this being episode 6 compared to the episode 6 deck of season 1, I feel like this is quite a bit stronger, honestly. So getting into it, for our Dogmatika package, we of course have our 3 Punishment and 2 Dogmatikacism. Even if we just see these, we can send like Titaniclad to get to Ecclesia, so we have multiple ways of getting to Ecclesia. 2 Adin when it's destroyed, also being a way to get to our 1 Ecclesia, as well as Nadir Servant as well. And then we have 1 Nexus because it is a very strong card. Definitely has that late game blowout potential. We have entirely cut Theo. That might be a bad idea. We might need to like at least put in 1 to search off Adin post Ecclesia, but we'll see. We'll see if we miss it. So that's our Dogma package as of right now. Moving on to the Zoodiacs, we have 2 Bunnyblast, 1 Ratpier, 1 Whiptail, and 1 Thoroughblade. So 5 in total, which is the optimal ratio to see exactly 1 in a 40 card deck. Obviously we could have better Zoodiac monsters, but as of right now, 5 is pretty nice in the main deck. For the Melffys, we now have our 2 Puppy. We are running a Catty as well, but honestly I feel like we can probably cut Catty in our current build, and our 2 Garnets to go alongside it, Kalantosa and the Changeraffe. I don't know, Catty just feels like way too slow, but it's also adding to consistency by at least getting us to those Melffy plays if we can stall out a turn with our back row. For the Shaddoll package, we have bumped it up a fair bit. We now have 1 Falco, a Squamata, a Dragon, a Beast, a Wendi, a Hedgehog, along with the Fusion and Schism as well. So quite a large package. And on top of that, we also have some honorary Shaddoll cards. So a Foolish Burial, a Mathematician, and an Armageddon Knight. So these are 2 normal summons alongside our 5 Zoodiacs. So we are running 7 normal summons. We can, however, potentially hold the Zoodiacs for turn 3 to get out the Vespinato. But yeah, I did decide to put in the Armageddon Knight because sometimes we were struggling to have a Dark Engrave. So by bumping up our Dark count, hopefully that won't be as much of an issue anymore. Foolish Burial as well to send the Squamata, to send the Wendi, so we definitely have the Dark Engrave. So yes, a larger Shaddoll package, allowing us to grind with our 1 structure deck. And then moving on from there, we go into our staples. And for the spells, we have a Triple Tactics Talent, obviously. Pot of Avarice, we have cut the Desires because there's too many one-offs that are important in our deck now that we can't risk banishing. So I've swapped out the Desires and put in a Avarice as well, which helps us recur cards like Ecclesia and Kalantosa back into the deck, as well as extra deck cards like Entis and Titaniclad and whatnot. So if we see it early game, it kind of sucks, but if we draw into it, it's going to be really good. And Shaddolls just really quickly fill up the graveyard anyway, so it shouldn't be too big of an issue. We also have our Instant Fusion because there's just so many cool things we can do with this in conjunction with Cross Sheep. Otherwise, we can put out a big beat stick with it. For our staple traps, we have a Floodgate Trap Hole, Ice Dragon's Prison, Lost Wind, and Canadia, Book of Moon. Going first, obviously all like pretty powerful. We have a Negate, just hit the normal summon, you know, stuff like that. All very good for controlling the game and slowing down our opponent. And then for our final 2 monsters, we have a BLS, because we get locked out of the extra deck quite often, and we have a lot of lights and a lot of darks. So summoning this is no problem at all. And we have probably a questionable choice here, but Fallen of Albaz, because I want to super poly into Titaniclad. You know, bait out Dragoon with Foolish Burial, for example, and then bam. Super poly it away. Hell yeah. So that is our 40 card main deck, looking pretty consistent and as nice as ever. We have done a whole bunch of testing, and typically we're going first and ending on like at least 2 or 3 interruptions, which is really, really nice. For the extra deck, we of course have our Construct, a Winda, an Apkalon, and I've put in the Shekinaga as well for when we don't have a Dark in the grave. Typically we'll have a lot of Earths in the grave. So by putting this in, Schism is like literally never dead. We also have our punishment targets, so we have our 4K Beat Stick, the first Dark Lord, 2 copies of Entis, because the third doesn't really come up, and because we're playing Avarice now, it's not too big of a deal to just pop this back into the extra deck. And we also have our Titaniclad to search or summon Ecclesia. From there, we also have our Drident and Vespinato package. Still no Zeus, sad times. We have our Cross Sheep, which we can use to extend into our Zaraboros. Definitely not as powerful after taking the Desires out, but it's still a 3k beat stick, which is quite nice when we have useless Melffys and stuff on the field after they've used their effects. And finally, we have our instant fusion cards, Theseus, which gets us to the Rhino Saber and the Charles. And then finally, for the side deck, we have 3 Blizzard for when our opponents have very, very important spells that we could negate. We also have our 3 back row hate cards, Twinnies, Unending Nightmare, and Paleozoic Olenoides. We have double Weedle, Imperms for going second, double Nexus, also for going against decks that have a very extra deck reliant strategy. We can just banish them off from the graveyard and slap this on the field. Super Poly, still kind of iffy on this one. Kind of requires us to see a Shaddoll monster alongside it, but otherwise, you know, if we go against Shadolls, for example, definitely a very good card. D-Barrier in the side, we can side it in when we know we're up against a strategy that focuses on a specific extra deck type, like Synchros with the Virtual Worlds, Summon Gate to limit our opponent from summoning from the extra deck, Lava Golem obviously to break boards going second, and Dark Armed Dragon because it is still a challenge to summon this bad boy. But yeah, that is our current deck list. And honestly, I mean, the side deck could definitely be improved by quite a bit, but the main deck is looking really, really strong. Like I said, we did loads of testing, and there's so many ways to interrupt our opponent, and we can consistently end on like 2 or 3 interruptions. So I'm actually really confident that we can make our way to that 3-win streak and have dual Devastator within the next couple of weeks, for sure. But yeah, I think it's time we put our money where our butthole is and settle our beef with the remaining rival, DistantCoder. Nobody hurts my boy Draco like that.
Crusadia Draco, Sag.
Alright, DistantCoder here, showing off the Yu-Gi-Oh! From Scratch sticker that I sent him. Unfortunately, OBS did not record my audio, but honestly, no big deal. Going into this match, I was feeling super confident. If we win the die roll and we set up some interruptions against zombies, which is a very normal summon-reliant strategy, we should easily just be able to force him to pass turn and take the win from there. So the dice roll is very important here, and we both roll a 10, and going into the reroll, we both roll a 7. And going into the reroll, we take the dub. So we're going first. It's looking good. Our hand, however, is not looking great. We have no Zoodiac cards, no Dogmatika cards, and no stapled traps whatsoever. So we start off with a Foolish Burial dumping Squamata to dump Wendi to set a Hedgehog. Assuming we can deal with his normal summon, this would set us up for a Schism on the next turn, which will allow us to get to the Winda and control the game from there. Setting a Falco face down, we then move to the end phase and activate a Puppy, which is going to be our only source of interruption. Coder starts by activating a Zombie World and a normal summoning a Solitaire. So we do activate Puppy on the summon, summoning Kalantosa from the deck, pop in his normal summon, and unsurprisingly, that's all he's got. So set 1 back row and it's over to us. Our top deck still wasn't great, so we don't have too much of a follow-up here. I do start by flipping the Hedgehog face up and activating its effect to search for Schism. No. Well, Solemn Strike kind of ruins everything, so we're probably going to have to flip Falco here to reset the Hedgehog and then hopefully get Schism on the next turn. No. Well then, just happened to have the perfect responses, and I'm pretty sure he's only got 1 DD Crow, and I know he's got 2 Solemn Strike. You would think that we do at least still have Puppy as a form of interruption with the Giraffe, but unfortunately, of course, we have the Giraffe, the Garnet, in our hand. Feeling very reminiscent of locals here, opening Garnets and getting sacked. We're gonna set a Dragon here in main phase 2, activate Puppy in the end phase, And pass turn. We see Guzuki make its way onto the field, which does have a foolish burial effect. Dumping Mizuki is going to revive the Solitaire, and it's basically full combo from there. Baldarok banishes our only play, and we get OTK'd by
DECODED Extendo.
Very unfortunate game 1 only being able to end on 1 interruption on stream, of course. Hopefully game 2 goes a little bit better. Going first once again, we start this time by normal summoning Zoodiac Thoroughblade and overlaying for Trident. From there we're going to set an additional monster using our YouTube privilege because YouTubers can normal summon twice in a turn. And then we're going to go to the end phase and activate Puppy again. So once again it seems like we've opened quite a lot of Shaddoll cards, but at least we're ending on 2 interruptions this time. Gadarla comes down, dealing with the Trident, and then mind control on the Puppy. How does he always have the perfect answers? Of course, we then realize that the set shouldn't be there, so we pick that back up. Coder normal summons a Mizuki, links into Underclock Taker, and passes turn, so thankfully he didn't have Solitaire or Unizombie. Man, what a bad zombie player. Drawing for turn, we're still not having any luck whatsoever. All we can do is set a Hedgehog, beat over the Underclock Taker with our Gadarla, and pass it back. If we want to stand any chance of winning, not only do we need to survive this next turn, but our Hedgehog also needs to resolve. Ah yes, there it is, top deck Unizombie. I don't know why I play this game anymore, my luck actually sucks hemorrhoids. Unizombie already with a Mizuki engrave is of course going to be full combo. Baldarok banishes our Hedgehog, therefore not allowing us to activate it, and there's nothing we can do. So in a matchup that I was actually feeling really confident about, we got stomped 2-0, and I'm really not sure if it was just bad luck or if we're running too many Shaddoll monsters. Either way, good game, Coder. We'll get you next time. Lucky fucker. Round 2, we're up against Nathan playing the weird-ass Tri-Brigade Lyrilusk Winged Beast deck. Losing the rock, paper, scissors, we are made to go second, but we do see Shaddoll Fusion, which is very nice. As always though, no hand traps, so Nathan is free to pop off doing whatever he likes, and he starts with a Tenki, which is a very good card. Searching Tri-Brigade Fractal, he's going to activate its effect to discard itself and dump a Turquoise Warbler. Normal summoning Kinky Boy, he can revive Warbler from the graveyard, and then he's going to foolish burial for a Tri-Brigade Nerval, which is going to search for Karas. Now, summoning Tri-Brigade Mommy, he's going to activate her effect to summon Karas from the hand, and then banish 2 materials from the graveyard to summon the Ancient Warriors Link. So this is a play that we might actually be able to do in the future with our own deck. This card is essentially a quick effect bounce as long as you send a card from your hand or field to the graveyard, and Tenki is a very good target for that. But he passes turn there, so that's all we have to deal with, and we top deck an Albaz, which is kind of useless right now. I mean, it does threaten an attack because it's beefier than all his monsters, but it's really not achieving too much. We start off with the Shaddoll Fusion, but of course Nathan has the Ash Blossom for it, so we normal summon the Albaz and it automatically gets bounced back to her hand. Man top decked Tenki twice. Game 2, we're going first this time, and Ice Dragon's Prison, Canadia, very, very nice. Ratpier gives us a Trident as well. 3 interruptions in total here. We do dump a Bunnyblast here to thin the deck, and maybe recur it later with Vespinato as well. Also hoping maybe an Ash Blossom gets dropped here so we can draw 2 cards, but maybe that's a little bit too optimistic. So going into the Trident, setting 2 and passing turn. Can Nathan play through 3 interruptions? He starts with a Tenki, which we do hit with the Trident, so he doesn't get a search because that is a pretty good card. Follows it up with a Come in the Hand, which actually confuses me because I choose the Kinky Boy trying to give it to him, but I get the Kinky Boy because I chose it and then he chooses. Yeah, I just didn't read the card fully. Either way, he sets 1 and passes, which you love to see. And we top deck a Schism, which isn't really live. All we can really summon is Shekhanaga. What we can do though is slap a Wasp on top of Trident. We set Schism and Falco as well, and then beat over his set monster. Yep, that's a lot of damage. Passing it over, Nathan starts by firing off a Blind Cyclone, hitting our Canadia, and then special summons Alpha. Alpha is a very good card, but it's also an Earth, meaning we have the perfect answer here. So we just flip Schism on its summon to summon Shekhanaga and send it to the graveyard. Down comes Alpha number 2. Very scary, but still not too fussed. He does now have a beast in the graveyard, so we're going to flip Ice Dragon's Prison here and banish both of them. Alright, 2 cards left in hand, and we're kind of out of interruptions here. Oh, baby, a triple! Are you fucking serious right now? I mean, I guess I understand why he could only set pass now, but Jesus Christ, dude. Alpha's gonna bounce itself along with Shekhanaga back to the extra deck, summon itself back to the field,
and eat our spicy fly. At least we get Bunnyblast back, I guess. Passing turn, we're kind of in a top deck war here, and we draw into a Floodgate Trap Hole. It's not really helping with the whole alpha situation, but if he does draw into something that allows him to pop off, we can stop him early. Setting the Kinkmeister, we pass turn, and he activates Alpha's effect to bounce itself back to the hand along with Bunnyblast. From there, he normal summons his own Kinky Boy to revive his level 1 in the graveyard, overlays for the rank 1 Lyrilusk, and we flip the Floodgate Trap Hole, which kinda just stops him dead. Passing his turn, can we please draw something useful? Dogmatika Punishment. Okay, not bad, not bad. We don't really have anything to push with, but I guess this sort of deals with Alpha, which is fine. So normal summoning the Bunnyblast and flipping the Kinky Boy, we can attack over the rank 1 and deal a tiny bit of damage. Also, I didn't realize Stinky Bio bounces to the hand during the end phase on flip summon, so that was probably a misplay. But yeah, we see the Alpha come down onto the field, followed by the Kinky Boy activating its effect. Now is probably a good time to flip the Punishment to clear his board. It's not really advancing our own game state, but it is stopping us from dying, so I guess it's fine. Oh my god, are you serious? Yep, we're kind of in trouble now. Beating over the Bunnyblast, we do get Trident back into the extra deck, but what do we get off the top deck? A Wendi. Okay, yeah, we're going somewhere now. Set 1 pass, sounds good to me. Nathan top decks a Foolish Burial, which I think he misclicks on because he sends Fractal instead of Nerval. Probably costs him the game because he attacks into the Wendi with Pankratops, allowing us to summon Beast from the deck, and he then activates the effect of Pankratops to pop our Shaddoll Schism. Empty board and 3,800 life points. All we need to do is top deck 1,600 damage and we have it. Yeah, baby! His last card in hand was the Ash Blossom, which he drops on the Beast effect, but we got triple tactics talent, baby. I'ma fucking drop 2 cards anyway. Game 3 was a 10-minute back and forth, putting up a good fight, but ultimately we lost in the end. I want to say because the Simorgh Link 3 is untargetable, but also because when Tri-Brigade just have a lot of materials in the graveyard, they can get the Link 4 out of nowhere and blow you out completely. Round 3, we're up against one of our OCG boys, AMT, on the Live Twins control. This match was over an hour long, so we're just going to cut to game 3. Going first, we open up access to Trident, which is 1 interruption. Poppy is a 2nd interruption, and we have Adin as well, which is going to get us to Ecclesia if it gets destroyed. The good thing about Adin is that it doesn't have to be your opponent that destroys it, so when AMT goes to the battle phase and activates Evenly Matched, we chain the Trident to pop the Adin, banish the Trident so we keep the Puppy on the field, and then we trigger Adin as well, getting Ecclesia. Unfortunately, he has the Ash Blossom for the Ecclesia, so we're not quite set up with a punishment on the next turn. But Evil Twins are kind of reliant on their normal summon. If you can stop it somehow, if they don't have their E-Tally in hand, then they can't really do anything. Basically, one twin summons the other from the deck, and then they need both twins to go into their Link 2, which allows them to pop off. So by activating Poppy here on the normal summon, we can summon Kalantosa from the deck to destroy one of them, stopping them from getting to the Link 2, unless, of course, they do have the E-Tally. Of course he had it! Of course he did. And so the 20-minute grind game commences. Lots of back and forths, lots of hand traps, an Abomination gets summoned, but we negate that with the Changeraffe. We get to our Schism eventually, which gets negated by Ghost Bell, allowing him to turn this board around into this board. A set Beast, and a top deck Instant Fusion. Flipping the Beast, hoping that's not a 3rd Ash Blossom in his hand, we draw into a Falco and a Foolish Burial. Discard the Falco, obviously, so we can set that back to the field. Foolish Burial, we're going to dump a Wendi, which is going to set a Dragon. But where do we go from there? A lot of our good cards are in the graveyard, and we have no way of accessing them. Unless we Instant Fusion for Winda. We could just go to the end phase and let her die so we can get Schism back to the hand. But I've got a better idea. 2 level 5s on the field. We can hard make Vespinato. Dude, that's actually insane. I never thought we were ever going to actually make this with its proper materials. And the thing is, if it gets destroyed, not only is it sending Winda to the graveyard, meaning we can add Schism back to her hand, but it also triggers its own effect, which will allow us to summon Ecclesia from the graveyard, getting us a Search for Punishment, and allowing us to continue grinding. AMT whips out an access code talker, which does destroy the Vespinato, meaning we do get the Schism and the Ecclesia. Our Dragon gets flipped, which deals with the access code talker, and we're back into a grind game. It's actually insane how back and forth it was. Like, here we are setting 3 back row, but in our end phase, Cosmic Cyclone gets flipped, banishing our Schism for good this time. Punishment clears his board in the battle phase, so we're not taking a fat stack of damage, and then Canadia stops his Live Twin plays, and we top deck a a Dogmatika Nexus, which is going to banish all of his twins from the graveyard, putting a massive beat stick on our field that he's not going to be able to beat over, until he eventually top decks a Pankratops, forcing the grind game to continue until we reach the conclusion. AMT flips a Cosmic Cyclone on 2,000 life points, putting him down to 1,000, and I chain the Blizzard to make him think my back row is very important. I have a useless Shaddoll Fusion set, and I have an Ice Dragon's Prison set. We can maybe clear the Ecclesia with the Ice Dragon's Prison, but we're definitely at the disadvantage right now and are most likely just going to lose by 1 attack. But here's the thing. We've gotten into AMT's head with the Blizzard, bouncing the Cosmic Cyclone back to his hand. Our back row must be pretty important, maybe even enough to win the game with life points this low. You don't want to lose to a Magic Cylinder after an hour-long match. And so AMT's instincts kick in, clear the back row, activate the Cosmic Cyclone. Oh wait. What a fucking match. Holy shit, we take the win in the end. Thank God for that. Finally, for round 4, we're up against Dormaggio, aka Samorg, on Melffy Control. And this match also was over an hour long. Game 1 going second, we broke his board thanks to Shaddoll Fusion dealing with most of his interruptions like Kalantosa and Herald through Hop-Eared Squadron. We also drew into a Ratpier off the Beast, which basically secured our position and allowed us to then control the game with punishment. It was a huge grind from there, and this man's ability to top deck a BD and Schooled is through the roof, but we did eventually win Game 1. Game 2 we got dumpstered in a couple of turns because Joyous Melffys can attack directly, and Game 3 going first, our hand was really good. We control most of the match with our Dogmatika plays, and then we get to the point where we can loop Ecclesia with Cross Sheep and Schism. Some of the synergies in our deck when we have access to most of our engines just work so nicely, and it's so fun to play with. So we do earn the dub in Game 3 for 2 match wins in a row. Could this be the turning point we've been waiting for in the series, where we finally start to legitimately win matches? It's actually crazy to see the impact that just one Ecclesia is having on our deck, because we have quite a few ways to recur her multiple times. Oh, I'm excited to see what happens when we get Fleur-de-Lis now. Well, I think it's time to look at our challenges now, and we are very, very close to completing both categories. We are on a 2-win streak. Our next remote duel is the one that counts for Duel Devastator. So stay tuned for that. It should be uploaded on Boxing Day, which is also coincidentally my birthday. I may have a new video up before Christmas to do with my new dragon deck, or something to do with the extravaganza I'm playing in this weekend. I'm not 100% sure. There is a lot going on right now, like Christmas for example. Very busy and very stressy depressy. Either way, I hope you have a fantastic festive period if you are celebrating. Remember to subscribe to the channel and like the video if you haven't done either of those already, and I will see you in the next one, where we probably open maximum gold and get our 3-win streak. Cheerio!
Gravel road, I've been asked to slow down. Fireplace, do you know how?